chosen one. Stop. Stop everything you are doing right now. Yes, everything. Put your phone down, close your other tabs, turn off the noise. Pause the world, because what I am about to reveal to you in the next few minutes is something heaven has been holding back, waiting, preparing for this exact moment. Not yesterday, not last week, not last month, not even an hour ago right now. This very second. And if you scroll away, if you let your mind drift for even one breath, if you treat this like just another message, you will miss the window that has been opening for you since the moment you were born. And some windows, chosen one, they don't open twice. This is not a message for everyone. Let me be crystal clear about that. This is not for the curious. This is not for the casual. This is not for those who are still playing games with their destiny. This message is only for those who survived the fire when everyone told them to give up, for those who kept believing when logic screamed at them to stop, for those who endured the battles they never asked for, the losses they didn't deserve, the betrayals that shattered them, the silent nights where they cried until they tasted their own tears, for those who passed tests they didn't even know they were taking. This is for you, chosen one. The one who stayed, the one who endured, the one who transformed while the world watched and wondered why you wouldn't break. And heaven says the time has come. Tell them everything. Listen very carefully now. There are truths God couldn't tell you before. Not because you weren't loved, not because you weren't chosen, but because the revelation would have crushed you before you were ready to carry its weight. You had to grow, you had to break, you had to heal, you had to become spiritually fortified enough to hold what God prepared. And now, finally, you are ready. Heaven has been silent for a reason, not to punish you, but to position you. You have reached a level of spiritual awareness, emotional strength, and divine alignment that the Lord needed you to reach. This moment right now, reading these words, hearing this message, it is not random. It was scheduled in heaven before time began. God had to wait because the truth you are about to hear carries power, and power requires maturity. Think about Joseph. God gave him dreams as a boy, but the full revelation didn't come until after he survived betrayal by his brothers, slavery in Potiphar's house, false accusations, prison, and years of deafening silence. Why? Because Joseph had to become the person his destiny needed. The dream came early, but the manifestation required transformation. The same is true for you. You have walked through battles you never chose. Doors that slammed in your face when you thought breakthrough was certain. Seasons where heaven felt distant. Moments where you questioned everything. But you are still here. You didn't quit. You didn't compromise. You didn't abandon your calling. God wasn't waiting for your situation to change. He was waiting for you to transform. And now you have. You have been strengthened, you have been awakened, you have been refined in fires that would have destroyed ordinary people. Only now can you receive the truth without collapsing under the weight of it. Here it is, and when I speak this, something inside you is going to vibrate, because your spirit already knows it is true. You were never fighting just to survive. You were being sculpted for your calling. Every closed door, every betrayal, every delay, every lonely night, every moment of desperation, every attack that should have destroyed you. None of it was random. None of it was wasted. None of it was accidental. None of it was punishment. It was divine training. You were being shaped into a leader, a warrior, a light bearer, a world changer. You weren't being punished. You were being prepared. God didn't forget you. He was setting a stage for you. The enemy didn't attack you because you were weak. The enemy attacked because he saw your destiny long before you did. You are not ordinary. You never were. That is why ordinary experiences never satisfied you. That is why you have always felt different, like you don't quite fit anywhere you are chosen. And now heaven is revealing the full truth. Your spiritual promotion has been activated. Your next season has already begun. Chosen one, God is speaking now because the shift around you is already happening. That warfare you have been feeling, it was the last resistance before the breakthrough, the exhaustion in your spirit. It was the final attack before the elevation, the pressure in your soul. It was the sign that the season was turning. The enemy fought you hardest right before this moment because he knew what was about to happen. Heaven waited until you survived the hardest part. Now the Father says, tell them everything. They are ready. The next chapter is about to unfold in ways you cannot yet imagine. But before I go deeper, I need you to understand something crucial. What is happening to you right now is not just spiritual. It is scientific. It is cosmic. It is architectural. There are specific dates coming that heaven has marked on the calendar of your destiny. And I am not talking metaphorically. I am talking about actual coordinates in time, where dimensional shifts occur, where spiritual portals open, where divine downloads become available. The 1st of February, 2nd and 3rd. Write those dates down, burn them into your consciousness. These 3 days are not random. They are a 72-hour spiritual chamber that heaven has been preparing for you. The first month of the new cycle, 3 sequential days, divine architecture built into time itself. God doesn't work in coincidence. He works in patterns, in sequences, in alignment. And the 1st of February, 2-3 represents the beginning of your new beginning, the activation of what has been dormant, the unlocking of what has been sealed. Let me explain what is actually happening to you right now, because most people are experiencing these symptoms and have no idea what they mean. For weeks now, maybe even months, you have been feeling things you cannot fully explain. Your emotions have been turning sharp and unpredictable. Your mind has been racing even when you are exhausted. Your body has been reacting to things it used to ignore. Your spirit has been pulling away from old conversations, old environments, old patterns. You thought it was stress. You thought it was fatigue. You thought your mind was playing tricks on you. No, you are not falling apart. You are being recoded. Your old frequency is collapsing. Your old calibration is dissolving. Your old identity is being unhooked from your spirit because a higher version of you is waking up. And the 1st of February, 2nd and 3rd are the 3 days heaven chose to finalize this transformation. Most people will never understand what I am about to tell you, but you are not most people. You are here because your spirit recognized this message before your mind could process it. So let me break down the 3 layers of what is happening inside you right now. Layer 1. The energetic shift. Your entire energy field is being retuned. You were AM frequency before. Now God is shifting you to FM clearer, stronger, sharper, undeniable. This is why toxic people suddenly feel heavier around you. This is why small talk feels suffocating. This is why scrolling social media feels draining. This is why environments you used to tolerate now feel like chains. This is why relationships that once felt comfortable now feel constricting. Your body is rejecting what your spirit has outgrown. You are not being difficult. You are not being antisocial. You are not depressed. You are evolving at a frequency level that most people will never reach. Layer 2, the spiritual recalibration. This is where God tears down old soul agreements. Not just relationships, not just habits. I am talking about spiritual contracts you made in fear, in trauma, in survival mode, in moments of desperation. Heaven is dissolving them, and it hurts. Because before God transforms you, He unroots you. Before He elevates you, He empties you. Before metamorphosis happens, there must be dissolving. Just like the caterpillar turning into liquid before the butterfly emerges. Right now you are in the liquid stage, uncomfortable, confusing, chaotic, but absolutely necessary. That feeling of not knowing who you are anymore. That is not a crisis. That is a chrysalis. You are not losing yourself. You are becoming yourself. Layer 3, the operational shift. This is where your assignment changes. Phase 1 is complete. God is not taking it away. He is graduating you from it. The reason your old passion has been fading, the reason your previous dreams feel too small, the reason you feel like you don't fit your own life anymore. It is not failure. It is promotion. Phase 2 is beginning, and the 1st of February, 2nd and 3rd is the official unlocking ceremony. Now here is what most people miss. These aren't just vague spiritual concepts. There are actual signs, actual symptoms, actual confirmations happening in your life right now that prove this transformation is real. You have already been seeing them this week. A stranger saying something oddly specific to you. A number sequence repeating everywhere you look. A random memory resurfacing that you haven't thought about in years. A dream you can barely remember but cannot shake. Someone from your past suddenly reaching out after years of silence. You brushed it off. Don't heaven rarely shouts, it whispers. And the chosen ones who pay attention to the whispers receive the instructions before the masses even know something is happening. That heaviness in your chest when you wake up. That is not anxiety. That is the old programming leaving your body. That pulsing sensation between your eyebrows when you are trying to sleep. That is not stress. That is your spiritual vision opening. The sudden quietness you are craving, pulling away from noise and chaos. That is not isolation. That is your spirit rejecting interference because heaven is whispering instructions. Let me tell you what is really happening. Your old self is dying, and it doesn't want to die. Right now, it is fighting for survival. That is why you are hearing thoughts like, maybe this whole chosen one thing is in my head. Maybe I am imagining it. Maybe I am just going through a phase. Maybe I am losing myself. That is not doubt. That is the old calibration panicking because it knows the 1st of February, 2-3, is its final countdown, its last breath. And it is terrified, but here is what you need to understand. That old version of you has already expired. It just doesn't know it yet. The death certificate was signed the moment you chose growth over comfort, truth over acceptance, destiny over security. You made choices recently that shifted everything. You probably didn't even realize how significant they were at the time. But heaven noticed, the spiritual realm recognized it. You had every reason to break, every reason to retaliate, every reason to quit, close down, give up. But you didn't. Instead, you chose something that few souls ever choose. You chose growth over reaction. You chose grace over ego. You chose peace over pride. You chose character over chaos. You chose to stay aligned with God, even when it hurt, even when it cost you, even when no one understood. That choice echoed through realms you cannot see. And heaven responded. A new protocol has been activated over your life. A higher level of protection, a higher level of discernment, a higher level of authority, a higher level of access. This wasn't luck, this wasn't coincidence, this wasn't emotional maturity, this was spiritual elevation. And with elevation comes responsibility. With elevation comes revelation. Now, let me tell you what is coming. Because you are not just entering a new season, you are entering a dimension that most people never access. Doors are about to open that no human can close, not because you are perfect, not because you deserve it, but because you stayed faithful when faithfulness made no logical sense. People who ignored you will seek your presence. Opportunities will pursue you instead of you chasing them. Blessings will appear without effort, without striving, without begging. Divine connections will replace toxic relationships. Your purpose will become undeniably clear. Your spiritual gifts will amplify. Your peace will become unshakable. Your favor will be public, and it will happen suddenly. This is not motivation. This is revelation. You are entering a season where everything hidden about you is being revealed. Everything delayed is being released. Everything blocked is being removed. But here is the part that will test you. When this breakthrough comes, and it is coming faster than you think, you are going to be tempted to doubt it. You are going to be tempted to think it is too good to be true. You are going to be tempted to sabotage it because you have been disappointed before. Don't. This is the real thing. This is what you have been prepared for. The next 30 days are going to feel like a tornado, not a destructive tornado, a transformative one. Things will move fast. Clarity will come in downloads. Decisions will need to be made quickly. Old structures will collapse rapidly. New foundations will be laid simultaneously. And the 1st of February, 2nd and 3rd sits right in the middle of this whirlwind as the eye of the storm, the still point, the pivot, the turning. On those 3 days, I need you to do something very specific. This is not optional if you want to fully lock in what heaven is releasing. Day 1, the 1st of February, silence and listening. Minimize your words. Maximize your awareness. Don't fill the day with noise, with people, with distractions. Create space. Heaven is going to speak, but he speaks in whispers, not shouts. If you are surrounded by chaos, you will miss it. This doesn't mean lock yourself in a room for 24 hours. It means move through your day with intentional awareness. When thoughts come, don't dismiss them. When ideas surface, write them down. When you feel a pull toward something or away from something, honor it. Day 2, the 2nd of February, obedience and action. Whatever you heard on day 1, act on it on day 2. Even if it doesn't make sense, even if it seems small, even if it feels uncomfortable, obedience is the bridge between revelation and manifestation. God is testing your responsiveness. He is not looking for perfection. He is looking for movement. He is looking for trust. He is looking for someone who will obey without needing the full blueprint explained. Day 3, the 3rd of February, gratitude and declaration. This is the day you seal it. Gratitude locks in what God releases. Declaration activates what God promises. Speak out loud what you are believing for. Thank God for what hasn't manifested yet, as if it already has. This isn't positive thinking. This is spiritual law. Faith calls things that are not as though they were. And when you combine gratitude with declaration, you create a frequency that pulls the future into the present. Now I know some of you are thinking, but what if nothing happens on those days? What if I don't feel anything? What if this is just another letdown? Let me address that right now. If you are asking those questions, you are still operating from the old paradigm where God has to prove himself to you. That mindset is exactly what is keeping you stuck. The new paradigm is this: you move in faith, and God confirms in manifestation. Not the other way around. You don't wait to feel something before you obey. You obey, and then you feel the shift. And here is the truth that will set you free. The shift has already happened. You are just now becoming conscious of it. The 1st of February 23 isn't T when the change occurs. It is when you fully step into the change that is already occurred. You have already crossed the threshold. You have already entered the new dimension. You just haven't realized it yet, because your mind is still catching up to where your spirit already is. Let me show you something that will confirm this is real. Think about the last 30 days of your life. Really, think about it. Haven't there been moments, brief flashes, where you felt different, where you responded to a situation in a way that surprised even you? Where you walked away from something that the old you would have clung to? Where you spoke truth when the old you would have stayed silent? Those weren't accidents, those were evidence. Evidence that the transformation was already happening. You thought those were just good days, or random moments of clarity, or temporary bursts of strength. No, those were glimpses of the new you breaking through the surface. And what is about to happen on the 1st of February 2nd and 3rd is that the new you becomes permanent. It is no longer glimpses, it is no longer flashes, it becomes your default, your new normal, your operating system. Here is another confirmation. The people in your life have started treating you differently lately, haven't they? Some have pulled away without explanation. Some have become hostile for no apparent reason. Some have started asking you questions they have never asked before, looking at you like they are seeing someone they don't quite recognize. That is not your imagination. That is them responding to your frequency change. People can sense when someone is operating at a different level, even if they cannot articulate it. And they respond in one of two ways. They either rise to meet you there, or they distance themselves because your new frequency makes them uncomfortable. Don't chase the ones who pull away. Don't try to convince them. Don't dim your light to make them comfortable. Let them go, because the ones who are meant to walk with you in this next season will be attracted to exactly what is making others uncomfortable. Your tribe is shifting. Your circle is being refined. Your connections are being upgraded. Now, let me tell you about something that happened in the spiritual realm that you need to know about. About 3 months ago, maybe 4, there was a shift in the heavenlies. A changing of the guard, so to speak. Old assignments ended. New assignments began. Angels that had been protecting you in one capacity were reassigned, and new angels, higher ranking, more powerful, took their place. Why? Because you graduated to a new level that required a different kind of protection, a different kind of guidance, a different kind of warfare strategy. You cannot fight tomorrow's battles with yesterday's weapons, and you cannot step into next-level destiny with entry-level angels. God upgraded your team in the supernatural realm because He knew what you were walking into. And here is how you know this is true. The spiritual attacks you have been facing lately are different than they used to be. They are more sophisticated, more targeted, more personal. The enemy isn't using the same old tricks anymore because those don't work on the new you, so he has had to upgrade his strategy, which means you have become a bigger threat, which means you are carrying something more valuable, which means the breakthrough on the other side of this warfare is more significant than anything you have experienced before. Remember how David faced Goliath? That wasn't David's first battle. He had already killed a lion and a bear when they attacked his father's sheep. But nobody knew about those victories except David and God. Those were private battles, preparation battles, character-building battles. Goliath was public. Goliath was the battle that would define him, the battle that would launch him into his destiny, the battle that would prove to a nation that he was anointed for kingship. You have been fighting lions and bears in private, battles nobody saw, victories nobody celebrated, tests nobody knew you were taking, and you passed them. You conquered them. You survived them. Now, you are standing in front of your Goliath moment, the public breakthrough, the visible victory, the undeniable evidence that God's hand is on your life. And just like David, you are going to defeat it with weapons that seem foolish to everyone watching. Not because you are powerful in yourself, but because you learned in the private battles that God fights for you when you trust Him completely. You learned in the wilderness that obedience is better than sacrifice. You learned in the silence that His presence is more valuable than public applause. And all of that private preparation is about to pay off publicly. Let me paint you a picture of what your life is going to look like 6 months from now if you fully surrender to what is happening. You are going to wake up one morning and realize you don't recognize your own life. Not in a bad way, in an overwhelming, humbling, how did I get here kind of way. The problems that consume you today will not even be relevant. The people who drain you now will not have access to you. The confusion you are feeling will be replaced with crystal clarity. The doors that are closed now will not only be open, but you will have walked through them so fully that you will barely remember when they were closed. Your income will shift, not because you hustled harder, but because you aligned deeper. Your relationships will shift, not because you became pickier, but because your frequency changed, and only people vibrating at your new level will be able to stay close. Your health will shift, not because you tried a new diet, but because your body finally released the stress it was holding from fighting battles that weren't yours to fight. Your entire life is about to testify to the goodness of God in a way that will make people question what happened to you. And when they ask, you will not even know how to explain it, because it will not be something you did. It will be something God did through your obedience, your surrender, your willingness to let go of who you were to become who you were always meant to be. But I need to warn you about something, because with great blessing comes great warfare, and the enemy knows what is coming for you. That is why the attacks have been so intense lately. That is why the spiritual warfare has felt relentless. You are about to step into a level of authority, influence, and impact that hell itself is terrified of. And before you get there, the enemy is going to throw everything he has at you to try to disqualify you, distract you, discourage you, or delay you. He cannot stop what God has ordained, but he can try to make you stop yourself. He can try to make you doubt. He can try to make you quit before you see the manifestation. Don't give him that satisfaction. Every attack is confirmation that you are on the right path. Every spiritual battle is proof that something significant is coming. The enemy doesn't waste ammunition on people who aren't a threat. If he is fighting you this hard, it is because he knows what you are carrying. And here is something powerful. The intensity of the warfare is directly proportional to the magnitude of the breakthrough. The harder the battle, the bigger the blessing on the other side. So when you feel attacked, don't shrink, don't retreat, don't question if you are doing something wrong. Instead, stand taller, pray louder, worship harder. Because you are closer than you think. There is a reason this message found you today. There is a reason you didn't scroll past it. There is a reason something in your spirit is burning right now as you read these words. You were summoned here by heaven for this moment. And I need you to do something right now before you go anywhere, before you close this, before you move on to the next thing. I need you to make a decision. A real decision, not a hope, not a wish, not a maybe I will try. A decision. Are you all in? Are you ready to fully surrender to what God is doing? Are you willing to let go of control, let go of your timeline, let go of your plan, and trust His? Because if you are, if you can say yes to that question with your whole heart, then what is about to happen in your life is going to blow your mind. But if you are still holding back, if you are still trying to stay comfortable, if you are still trying to keep one foot in the old life while reaching for the new, then you will experience some blessing, some breakthrough, some progress. But you will not experience the fullness. You will not step into the immeasurably more that God prepared for you. The choice is yours, but choose today, because the window is open now. And windows don't stay open forever. The 1st of February 2nd and 3rd. 3 days that will define the next 3 years of your life. 3 days that heaven has been preparing since before you were born. 3 days where the veil between the natural and supernatural is thinner than it has ever been. Don't waste them. Don't sleep through them. Don't let distraction, doubt, or delay steal what is being offered. Show up, pay attention, obey, and watch what God does. You are not reading this by accident. You are not here by coincidence. You were led here, guided here, summoned here, because heaven has something to say to you. And it is this: your time has come. Your season has shifted. Your breakthrough is here. Your destiny is unlocking. Your calling is activating. Your authority is being released. Your next level is accessible. Your future is now. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what God has already set in motion. The old you is gone. The new you is emerging. The transformation is complete. The manifestation is beginning. This is your moment, chosen one. This is your time. This is your awakening. And when you look back years from now, you will point to this exact moment, this exact message, this exact decision, and you will say, that is when everything changed. That is when I finally understood. That is when I stepped into who I was always meant to be. Before you go, I need you to do 3 things right now. First, type in the comments, I am ready for what God is revealing. The 1st of February 2-3, I receive it. This is just a comment. It is a declaration. It is an agreement with heaven. It is you saying yes to what is being offered. Second, share this message with at least one other, chosen one who needs to hear it. You know who they are. That person who has been on your heart. That person who is going through the fire right now. That person who is about to give up. Send this to them. You might be the bridge between them and their breakthrough. Third, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because this message is just the beginning. Heaven isn't done speaking. There is more revelation coming, more confirmation, more instruction, and you need to stay connected to receive it. Your next season is not just different, it is dimensional, and you were chosen for this moment. Now go, step into it, fully, boldly, expectantly, because the best is not just coming, it is already here. In Jesus' name, amen.